on the chapter on nationalism and patriotism, you will learn about how these concepts will assist you in understanding how patriotism and nationalism can unite multi-ethnic societies or adversely bring down a government or an empire. These chapters will expose you to the concepts of nationalism and patriotism, how, on the one hand, they can successfully unite a multi-ethnic society, or how they can adversely bring down an empire or a government. You will also learn the realm of nationalism and its effects on a country at both the local as well as international levels. You will also learn the realm of nationalism and its effects on a country at both the local as well as international levels. For starters, let us begin by examining the concept of nationalism, which is believed to have started in Europe in the 18th century. Prior to that, the concept of nation did not exist in Europe. On the contrary, what existed was the reference to the authority of the emperor or empress. That authority covered a wide territory such as that documented in the Roman Empire, the Byzantine Empire, and the Ottoman Empire, to name a few. The emperor or empress symbolized power, and power was closely linked to the church. In fact, it was said that the emperor was ordained by God and served his interests on earth, thus connecting the two institutions, government and church. Various factors may lead to the emergence of nationalism, but for the purpose of this course, I will refer to two. Firstly, the religious war between the Protestants and the Catholics, and secondly, the French Revolution, which was followed by the rise of Napoleon Bonaparte. In the religious war between the Protestants and the Catholics, the conflict was influenced by religious movements in the 16th century that undermined the authority of the Roman Catholic Church. The power of the Church in Rome was challenged by individuals such as Martin Luther and John Calvin, bringing about the Protestant Reformation, followed by the Catholic Reformation. This situation created tensions between the two religious groups, which finally led to a religious war that spanned 30 years. The French Revolution, on the other hand, started with the rebellion against the repressive ruling of the monarchy under King Louis XVI. It was contributed as much by the Enlightenment ideals giving rise to nationalism within France. In later years, the spread of Napoleon Bonaparte's influence and power, as well as his conquests of neighboring territories, brought about the rise of nationalism amongst the conquered peoples. This in turn brought about the rise of nation-state. What do we actually mean by nationalism, and how is it different from patriotism? Nationalism is the love of one's country with the belief that the country is superior to or greater than other countries. It is also loyalty to the state rather than the community and a pride in that nation-state. Patriotism, on the other hand, is the spirit of loyalty and love for one's nation. These may be shown in the forms of symbols or expressions, for example, by flying a country's flag or displaying an official crest. What constitutes nationalism? We can basically categorize this into four. Firstly, shared beliefs. Secondly, history. Thirdly, territory. And lastly, common political identity. Let us look at the first category, shared beliefs. A nation is established on a belief system. It exists when members of that nation believe that they belong together. With respect to history, people see themselves as a nation that embodies a sense of continuing historical identity. In the third category, a nation or people who are united is linked to or identify themselves as belonging to a particular territory. They share a common past and history and imagine themselves as one people. Lastly, common political identity connotes the sharing of a historical identity that plays an important role in creating a sense of oneness. In a democratic system, people share and commit themselves to a set of political values and ideals that form a basis of a political community or a nation-state.